Hi everyone, it's Sierra from the Home Blondie, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the final reveal on my kitchen renovation. So if you are brand new to my channel, then you might not know, but I have already posted 2 videos about this kitchen project. So in the first one, I showed you the before of our kitchen before we made any changes. And I also mentioned in that video that I wanted to stick to a $1,000 budget, and I kind of pointed out all of my plans for the renovation. And in my second video, I showed you exactly how I painted these countertops. So if you are interested in seeing that process, then go and check out that video. But in this video, I'll show you how everything turned out, and I'm also going to tell you exactly how much I spent on each area of this project. So you will find out if I was able to stick to my $1,000 budget. So the first thing that I did, and the thing that made the biggest difference, was painting everything white. So before, it was really dark in here. Our cabinets were stained like a dark brown color. Our countertops were like beige, and I think the walls were beige too. So I ended up painting the ceiling, the walls, the cabinets, the counters. I pretty much painted everything in here white. So during my first trip to Lowe's, I got paint, primer, paint brushes, painter's tape, trays, and rollers, and I spent $122.39. I ended up buying the appliance epoxy paint that I used for the countertops from Amazon because they didn't have it in stock at Lowe's, and that cost me $18.98. Painting the cabinets was definitely the worst part of this entire project. So I took off all of the doors and I painted everything using a roller and a brush. And if I were to do it again, I think I would go the paint sprayer route. I think that using a paint sprayer would get you like a smoother finish. You can definitely see some paint drips and some roller marks on my cabinets. So if you come to my house, just don't look too closely. The process of painting the counters really was not bad at all. And I kind of recapped that whole process in my last video. So go and check that out if you're interested. But like I said, it was like $18.98 to buy the paint. And there are a couple of scratches and imperfections, but I'm just planning on keeping an extra can of that paint for touch-ups. But painting my countertops was the best thing that I did in this kitchen. It completely transformed the look of our kitchen without really even getting anything new. We did update our sink, which I'll talk about next. But I think it looks like a brand new kitchen in here just by painting everything. So I highly recommend painting your countertop if you are looking for a way to update it on a budget. Just be mindful that you might have to touch it up and you have to be a little more careful, like with hot pans and things like that. But again, go back and watch that video if you want more information on that process. The new sink is definitely the star of the show. We still need to fill in the area there with like a board or something. But I am completely in love with this sink. It is huge and it's just so beautiful. And I did get a new faucet as well. I'll link both of them in the description box below. But the total cost for the sink and the faucet was $537.51. One part of this project that was more expensive than I was expecting was the new handles for our cabinets and drawers. So I first went to Lowe's to look at all of the options, and the ones that I liked were anywhere from like $3 to $5 per handle, and I think I used 36 handles total, so that would have been very expensive, but I ended up finding these ones on Amazon, and I purchased a pack of 40, and it was $85.98, which is super affordable for that amount of handles. I think that they are so pretty. They're like jewelry for our cabinets, and when I first painted everything, my husband and I were a little worried that things were looking too white, and once I added on these handles, it was just the amount of color that we needed, and it really makes all of our cabinets look a lot more high-end. This peel and stick wallpaper backsplash was a lot more difficult than I was expecting. I've done tons of peel and stick wallpaper in our house, but for some reason this pattern was so hard. I think because you have to get perfectly straight lines. It was also like really hard to get underneath these cabinets. And then you can see where I had to cut the wallpaper underneath like the outlets and the light switches. It gets like a little messed up there. You can see the crease. But I think that this is a really good, inexpensive, temporary fix. We will probably put real tile here eventually. But I will say from a distance, you cannot tell that it's wallpaper. Actually, my father-in-law was over yesterday and he was like, wait a minute, this is wallpaper? So it'll be interesting to see how many other people say that when they come over. But like I said, it's a really good, inexpensive, temporary fix. I used 2 rolls and I got it from Target and the total cost was $68. Another thing that I updated were these 2 light fixtures. I got them both from Amazon. That's a really affordable place to get good light fixtures. So I will link those below. And then my cousin's fiance suggested that I put 2 pendant lights here. Then you can put like a battery puck light inside and you don't have to hardwire them to the ceiling. So I do want to do that eventually, but I was getting really close on my budget, so I didn't do it this time, but eventually I think it would look really cute to have 2 decorative lights there. And the total cost for these 2 lights was $76.98. Besides my sink, these shelves are my favorite part of this kitchen makeover. It was such an easy project and I'm really excited to decorate these, especially for the holidays. I already know how I'm going to decorate them for Christmas, so I'm really excited. Right now I have it decorated for Thanksgiving since we are hosting Thanksgiving at our house. But to do this, it was really easy. I got these white, you can see there I have white L brackets and I got those brackets from Amazon. The brackets were $16.95 for 4 brackets. And I like attaching them this way because when you have decor covering them, they look like floating shelves. And then for the shelves, we got project pine boards, so they're already sanded and cut really nicely. We did trim them down just so that they fit our space perfectly. And then I did a really light coat of stain and I used the color Early American, and I just got the tiniest jar that they had because I used like barely any stain, but I think they turned out really pretty. So the pine boards and the stain was just around $50 for 2 shelves, and ours are cut at 60 inches. So the last thing that I did in my kitchen was update all of the light switches and the outlets, and we still have to add our new like vent covers, like for our ceiling vent. I think that doing those final touches just really upgrades the look of any room renovation, and it just makes your house look so much newer. It's crazy how much a little light switch or outlet makes such a big difference. And even though I say I did it, honestly, my dad and my husband replaced all of those for me because electrical work just makes me so nervous. I'm always afraid I'm going to like electrocute myself. But anyway, the cost to purchase all of those was $113.82. So my final total for this kitchen renovation project was $1,090.61. So I did go over budget, not by too much, but I will say this might not be the most accurate recording of all of the expenses because I did make a couple of extra trips to Lowe's just to grab like little miscellaneous things like painter's tape, maybe like an extra paintbrush here and there, and I got really lazy about recording those. So it wasn't like too much extra money, but it was definitely a little bit more than this price. So not too bad because like I said, our kitchen looks completely different. You have to go back and watch the video I did showing you how this all looked before. I am so happy about it. I no longer feel like embarrassed to have people come over and eat dinner at our house because I just love our new kitchen. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will be back very soon with another video. Bye!
Appalachian sunrise.